breaking news that's coming in the Bathinda military station incident of firing. The FIR details, in fact, of the firing incident. Two unidentified men with covered face was seen, and one has had an incas rifle and the other man had an axe. My colleague Pradeep joins me on the broadcast for more inputs on this significant development that's coming in. Pradeep, good evening. We do understand that the FIR details have been sought. Can you give us more details about the same?
Copy of FIR that has been accessed by Mirror now clearly shows that two unidentified people were responsible for this gruesome attack in which 4 army men of artillery unit lost their life. And as per FIR, both of them were wearing white kurta pajama and their faces were covered. One of them was holding Insas rifle in his left hand, other was holding X in his right hand. And after seeing one of the soldiers, they moved towards the nearby forest area where right now the search operation is still continuing. The eyewitness said that when they moved towards the room where the soldiers had been, their bodies were found lying in pool of blood, and there were cartridges of Insas rifle, and these cartridges were of the same Insas rifle with the butt number 77 that was said to be missing for the last 2 days, and already investigation in this regard is going on. So they are further investigating the matter, that who are these two people. Right now the search is on to apprehend these two people. It was, let me tell the viewers who have just tuned into our channel, it was today morning at about 4:35 a.m. Two people who were wearing the white kurta pajama, their faces were covered, carrying Insas rifle. They entered in, they were seen moving towards the mess, and there they opened fire, killing 4 of the soldiers of the artillery unit. Later on, they fled towards the nearby forest belt. Immediately after that incident, the quick reaction team reached on the spot. Area was properly sealed. The cordon and search operation was launched, and soon after that, the joint operation group of police and army, they started investigating matters. Already the FIR copy that has been accessed by Mirror now clearly shows that these two men were wearing white kurta pajama. Their height was, they were of medium height, were well built, and they were seen moving towards the nearby forest belt. So right now the operation is still continuing. Till these two people are apprehended, nothing can be said who these two people were, because their faces were covered. Nobody was able to see their faces. All one can say, because from the eyewitness, what one has got to know is that they were of the medium height and they were well built, and they were carrying that same Insas rifle that had gone missing 2 days back. That is so right now the army is looking into all aspects. So far as the police is concerned, initially when we spoke to the ADG Parmar of Bathinda zone, he said that he ruled out the terror attack. But right now the investigation is still going. What we have been told by the army sources is that they are looking into all aspects. They are looking into involvement of the Insas rifle that had gone missing, because 1 Insas rifle and 28 cartridges had gone missing, and they were investigating into the matter. So the cartridges that have been recovered seems to be from the same Insas rifle that had gone missing. So they are looking into that aspect also, whether the same rifle is there, who had been the people who must have taken that Insas rifle, whether it's the role of an insider, who else can be responsible for that. So the investigation is going on in all directions. So right now everybody is tight-lipped till the investigation will be complete. But all I can say is that one thing is now clear from the FIR, that the two men who were seen inside the military station in Bathinda, because this Bathinda's military station is very strategically important. Why it is strategically important? Because there are several operational units as well as there are static establishments also, and it comes under Jaipur base of Southwestern Command. So it is clear that they were covering their face, wearing white kurta pajama, and said to have moved towards the nearby forest belt, carrying that Insas rifle, and that same Insas rifle is being used to carry out this attack, in which 4 precious lives, 4 soldiers lost their life. All of them are from the artillery unit. So that is the investigation right now. The preliminary report and the FIR report says that has been accessed by Mirror now.
I'd have to interject you there, Pradeep. Stay with me for a couple of minutes. I do understand that my colleague Shreya is also joining us on the broadcast from the newsroom. Shreya, good evening. Of course, clearly Pradeep was speaking about all the FIR details as well. Just to draw things into context for our viewers about this incident, could you also tell us about the current situation at the army camp?
Well, first things first, the obvious question that would be asked right now is, have the 2 men, these 2 unidentified men as mentioned in the FIR, where are they? Have they been apprehended? Are they still on the loose? The army and the police are not telling us anything officially about it. So we are not even in a position to say whether the 2 men have been apprehended. But this FIR does answer 2 vital questions. The first question is how many men exactly were there who had opened fire in this army mess? The army statement didn't say much, but now the FIR is making it very clear because this is an FIR that has been lodged by the unit where the firing took place. We now know that there were 2 men. In that case, if there were 2 men, can this be a case of fratricide? Because I say this because usually, I've been tracking defense for the last 12 to 15 years. And in the cases of fratricide that I have seen, it is usually a moment of extreme anger of one person. So 2 people coordinating, being angry about something and opening fire at their own colleagues. Is that a possibility? Well, it is a possibility, but the army is not saying right now. The one important question that the FIR is answering is that there were 2 perpetrators, not 1. The FIR doesn't say whether they have been apprehended or not. The army is not saying it. The police is keeping mum as well. The second very important question that this FIR is asking is, where did these perpetrators get their weapons from? What the FIR says is that the 2 men wearing white kurta pajamas with their faces covered, one of them was carrying an axe and the other was carrying an insas rifle. Now, since morning, the army has been telling us that one of the angles they are probing is whether the rifle, one rifle that had gone missing from this very RT unit on the 9th of this month was used to perpetrate the crime, the firing that has left 4 jawans dead. The FIR is confirming to us that the cartridges that were found, the rifle butt, its number is some 77 or something, that's what the FIR mentions, very clearly saying, the FIR in fact very clearly saying, the rifle that had gone missing from the artillery unit, this very unit has been used this morning to open fire at jawans and kill 4 men. So there are 2 important clarifications that the FIR has given us, but there are many questions, as I said, that are still unanswered. Who were these men? Because the army right now is refusing to call this a terror strike. The Punjab police is on record to say that this is not a terror strike. This is an internal matter of the Indian Army. In fact, politicians, ministers in the government of Punjab are stepping out to say that investigations are on, lekin ye koi ladai jhagde ka मामला था. The firing was the result of some fight. So, there are many questions that are still swirling all around us. Those questions, critical questions, have still not been answered, but at least the FIR is answering 2 questions. A, the insas rifle used for the killing was from the unit itself, and secondly, there were 2 men who were responsible for killing 4 jawans of the Indian Army in Bhatinda.
Right, Shreya. Thank you very much for getting us all those details and also drawing things into perspective for our viewers. Want to thank Pradeep as well for joining us with those latest inputs on this story. But for the moment,